there are some really interesting complexities to it, but broadly the policy that was introduced or announced by Bill Shorten earlier this week at the Chifley Institute is talking about making some changes to a fairly complex system where companies pay some tax, and if they have paid some tax, then when they pay a dividend, there's what's called a franking credit that attaches to a dividend that's paid to a shareholder. There are some changes being made to that. The problem is, what's the effect going to be? And analysis that's been undertaken by Treasury has shown that there will be 610,000 Australians that will be affected, and they'll lose an average of $1,200 a year. So that's a fairly significant chunk of money, and it's a particularly significant chunk of money for the people who are most affected, and on Treasury's estimates, those are people on incomes of less than $18,200 a year. So those are people who aren't doing all that well. Their incomes in retirement aren't huge, and those are the people who I think I really worry about, and who I think the government is probably going to raise concerns about. We saw that starting yesterday.
Are they big and vocal enough, the lobby group, those who have an influence?
No, and that's exactly why this has happened. Both the government and the Labor Party have gone after self-funded retirees, and the reason why they've done that is because, as has been pointed out today, they're not a big enough constituency. It's not all of pensioners. It's a proportion of them, and then just not big enough to be able to kick up the fuss that you need.
And they're largely off the books.
Yeah, well, exactly. So because there's not a big representative organisation out there. So if you're in a retail fund, you've got the banks there that are going to argue for you in retirement. If you're with an industry fund, there's industry super. They're going to be out there representing you. But if you're a self-managed superannuation fund, you're small, and there's the SMSF representative organisations, but they're nothing compared to the giants in the industry.